Okay, let's see what's like the most
You want to know what
meta-defining characters right now.
broadly characters that will do well so that you can invest in a longer period of time. I will also give you a DPS character that I think is very good as a side bonus. I don't think all DPS characters will get power crap equally.
Okay, I think it has to be Firefly, right? If you say Aceron, I don't know, man.
In time, one of the characters that I think is, let's start from the first and easiest category, is the sustain characters. I think the four of these, I wanted to say like Trinity, but I don't know, what is the four version of a Trinity? A quantity? I have no idea, man. But Fu Xuan, Aventurine, Luo Ca, and Ho Ho. Some might argue Luo Ca is the weakest out of all of them, but he was also the earliest character to be released out of all of them. He was even released in CBT 1. Was it 1 or 2? Way back in like 2021, 2022. His kit has been
Luo Ca carried me for the first year and a half of Star Rail, man.
around for a long period of time. The fact that you can still play him today and he's not totally irrelevant. In fact, he became slightly more relevant with characters like Yun Li and tied together with characters like Blade.
True, because my favorite character is Clara. Luo Ca is really good with Clara because he heals every time Clara counterattacks. Luo Ca is the healer if you are attacking a lot of times with your team.
We might see a resurgence in Luo Ca, especially if we get more of the game modes moving towards follow-up attacking counter style, because that's where he excels in out of the rest of the bunch. But defensive characters, Fu Xuan, Aventurine, Huo Huo, Luo Ca, very hard to go wrong between each of them. I think they're all very solid. If you want to know my thoughts on differences between each of them, I have explained it many times on the channel. Just like search Fu Xuan versus Aventurine, Fu Xuan versus Huo Huo. We talked about all their differences already. I won't go in depth, but just rest assured, pick a defensive character. You're pretty much safe, good to go. And of course, new characters like Ling Sha likely will fall in the same bracket because she's of course an abundance. As of time of recording, I do not have official information. I can't elaborate more, but as long as
she's gonna be really good. She's coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna pull for her. Because she's beautiful, but I think she's gonna be really good as well.
The character is not too niche, good enough to fit into most teams, maybe like a Gallagher 5-star. I think these are characters that are pretty solid. You can make do with a 5-star abundance, a 5-star preservation.
Okay, I think this guy's not talking about the top 5 yet. It's like going through like what is gonna be good in the future, regardless.
Moving to the future. But for the sake of not getting struck by Hoyoverse, I'm just gonna put it aside and say I have no idea right now. Next category, of course, is...
Okay, in this category, I feel like Aventurine is gonna be top tier in this particular category. I think Aventurine will always be here. Until Hoyoverse releases another shielder that's as permanent like Aventurine, he's gonna be here. Like, not even Japat's shield is as good as his shield. Like, this is crazy amount of sustain, and he also debuffs the enemy. Like, that's how good he's a support and a defensive unit. There's no other unit in the game that's like him right now, as well as Luo Ca.
Nihility characters. Nihility characters are very similar to Harmony characters in a sense that there are two types of Nihilities. One is the damage dealers, second one is the supportive Nihility characters.
I disagree with Silverwolf. I think Silverwolf was trash since release. I've been saying it on this channel since the beginning. If you still use Silverwolf, okay, no, I'm not hating on you. This is just my opinion. Her gimmick was such a turn off for me. I do not think like changing the toughness of the enemy was that interesting even when she was released. It was revolutionary when she came out, but I think at the time I still like recommended people to like get a DPS from every element. Don't just get Silverwolf just because you want to like change the element of the enemy team, because it's still not enough damage in the game for you to just purposefully put one unit to like debuff the enemy's like toughness. At the time it wasn't worth it, and I feel like right now it's still not worth it. Like, you have characters that break the enemy's toughness regardless of their type now. So Silverwolf is even more useless right now.
And these three are the supportive Nihility characters in general. You have Jiao Qiu, which is the recent character currently on banner as time of recording.
Yep.
A lot of damage buffing.
Oh, I heard Jiao Qiu wasn't that good for the same reason right now. Jiao Qiu and Silverwolf do not do a lot of damage. That's the main problem, right? They are debuffers. The problem with debuffers is you're supposed to like buff one of your other like characters, right? You're supposed to use these guys with Aceron, I guess. But if it would have been better if they themselves built like a little bit of damage, right? I heard this from Pocky, like Jiao Qiu's not that good.
Offers you DOT, offers you a lot of Acron support, so you can play into two styles, and also is providing that fire burn damage, the Ashen Rose, which only other characters that can do that reliably often is like Grey Knife and Hook to like most of the extent. Other than that, Kafka.
Okay, if not, why do people still use Pella, right? Like, why do people still use Pella rather than Jiao Qiu or Silver Wolf? Okay, it's like not a big upgrade. Like, that's why I didn't pull for Jiao Qiu and Silver Wolf. I'm a man of my word. Okay, I never pull for these two. Okay, Kafka's another story. Kafka is I hope it's future proof, but I can't use him. I can't use her now. Okay, actually you can use her now with the new Pure Fiction. My bad.
Kafka is a hybrid. She's a bit of both.
Yep.
She's both a support that procs DOT because she uses her skill, she immediately procs the instances. She counters the weakness of DOTs. DOT's problem, if enemy move too slow, the procs don't happen. Kafka instantly pops that DOT. So regardless of how slow the enemy moves, you will still get the DOT. That's why Kafka is very fundamental and why she lasts us a very long period of time.
Okay, thank you for telling me. I got Kafka E3.
She helps you pop.
It's free to play, by the way.
That DOT. And even if the enemies are frozen, they are slowed, they are broken, Kafka still helps you break it, the DOT, which is a very, very huge fundamental.
Okay, the only reason Kafka is still useful right now is because she still has a follow-up attack. And right now it's follow-up attack matter. Hopefully
issue with DOT teams without Kafka in general. Silver Wolf, she's just super solid, especially new players in the game. You don't have much characters. She helps you overcome by the elemental coverage by putting a lot of weakness into the enemy.
I don't agree. I think you should just go for Aceron at this point, or even Facial or Firefly.
But nowadays, you could argue that a lot of characters can do that themselves, so the relevance of Silver Wolf may not be as high as she was way back in like 1.1, 1.2, but it's still pretty high till today, and likely is going forward if you are a player who's new to the game, don't have many characters. The other three characters in the broad group category is, of course,
it's these three.
Harmony characters. These are like Ranmei, these are Robin as well as Sparkle. Very solid picks that will add value to many.
I was watching this video thinking Aventurine has to be one of them. I forgot one of the characters. How could I have forgotten Ranmei? How could I have forgotten the most broken character in the game? The number one, top one character resistant to power creep. It was Ranmei all this time. I forgot about her.
Accounts. Some might add value to more accounts than others, but they are all best in slot in some form of another. And as promised, I won't just talk about supports. It's like at this point of time, if you've played enough gacha games, you've watched our channel for a long period of time, the characters on screen here should be quite comfortable for you.
You know, it's even funny. Ranmei was broken even before the brick meta was here. But now that brick meta's here, I think Ranmei was like top 5 before like Super Break came in. Now she is the most definite number 1 character in Star Rail. I think she is number 1.
What DPS characters do I think goes a little bit longer than others is characters that apply weaknesses into enemies. 3 of such characters I think will be quite interesting to think of is Boot Hill, you have Akron, and you have Firefly. These are the 3 DPS characters currently in the game that have independently be able to apply weakness in the enemies. Why are these good? Is because you reduce the complexity of the things that can power creep your character by, for example, in Jing Liu's case, Ice no longer relevant, Akron can colorless break. Ice no longer relevant, or like physical no longer relevant, Boot Hill slaps the physical resistance into the enemy directly. Fire no longer relevant, doesn't matter. Firefly just inputs the fire weakness on enemy. So less things the developer has to do to power creep your character, and you want to think like, how does Hoyoverse mess up your favorite character? That's the idea that you want to do when you're trying to plan for the future long term, and how I see DPS characters that last a bit longer than others, which means that they will likely be king of their category for a little bit longer until, of course, we switch to Wind meta, which might be coming soon, and we switch to another meta, for example.
And then Facial will be there.
Or like maybe Ice or whatever not, then those will be a totally different thing. We are more going to the horizontal movement of accounts already. So as promised, let's go on to the fun part here. This is the top 5. I know this is like the title of the video and stuff, but it's not the essence of this video. This is just my personal rating.
Okay. Why not we do it before? Okay, let's like predict. Okay, I'll definitely put Ranmei number 1 and Aventurine number 2. I really regret not getting Aventurine. I will get him next time I see him. Oh man, I really want Aventurine. I want that blonde head, the baby. Okay, what is number 3 to 5? I want to put Sparkle there. Sparkle has been really good for me regardless of what team you're using. Sparkle basically makes your team, everyone's able to use their skill without any like skill point economy issues. But I don't think Sparkle's like a must-have in my opinion. Okay, if he wants to put Aceron up there, I think it's fine. Okay, I think at this point Firefly is almost like a must pull right now. I think Aceron's. Oh wait, did I say Aceron? I think Firefly is a must-have right now. Firefly is like too good to not use right now, especially because she works really well with Ranmei. I don't really feel like Aceron's that good right now. But Aceron's like fine. Okay, I will put Aceron like number 5. In number 4, I think it's a toss-up between like Sparkle and Robin. Even though I really want to put like Kafka there. Okay, you know what I'll put number 1 is Ranmei, number 2 Adventurine, number 3 for Firefly, number 4 Sparkle, and number 5 I'll put Kafka.
But the concepts that we have talked about in this video goes a far longer way than just highlighting 5 characters. But if you want to know my thoughts on the top 5 characters in the game in terms of power creep right now, putting my name on it and signing off, I think these are the top 5 right now that will last for the next 6 months, even as we are entering a dangerous period, changing meta perhaps with the new Xianzhou characters that are being released like Fei Xiao, Ling Sha, and blah blah blah. My top pick, I'll do a bit of explanation also, probably Fu Xuan. Fu Xuan is still one of the favorite characters in the game for me. She just offers a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Why do I like Fu Xuan so much? I'll just give you a very quick summary. I know she's not a banner, so I won't elaborate too much on it. She provides damage mitigation. She provides apportionment of damage. This is a guaranteed taunt if you think about it. Doesn't matter whether your teammates get attacked, Fu Xuan absorbs all the damage. The problem with defensive characters in general and a lot of healers is you do not utilize their HP stat. Fu Xuan utilizes her entire stat bar because it's converted into damage taken for your teammates. A very chunky Aventurine, if he doesn't get attacked, the only thing that is being utilized in his stat pool is his shield. That is one of the biggest things about Fu Xuan that I think makes a huge difference. Anything else like her crit buffing, her CC, ignore, and then all the other stuff that she does, her AoE and whatnot. Fu Xuan is probably one of the better characters. I want to elaborate more. You can check out our videos if you're interested, since she's not.
Okay, I don't have Fu Xuan, so I don't have opinion on this, but yeah, I heard from my friends that she was really good, but just not my playstyle.
On banner, I don't want to like FOMO people.
Okay,
the next character who's also not on banner, but I think is a very solid choice moving forward as well, is a character like Ranmei.
She's number 1.
Many people argue Sparkle, Robin, Ranmei. I think Ranmei is probably the better one out of most team combination.
Yeah,
it's because she can be played into almost any team and you will be
like
relatively okay. She might not be best in slot like Robin for follow-up attacking teams, but she will never be too far behind. If you can slot Ranmei in, you're probably going to get a DPS gain in most teams.
I think Ranmei can be slotted in almost any team.
You are probably wondering, can I have 2 Ranmeis? Which side do I put her in? That's probably the bigger cause for concern for most people who have Ranmei, rather than you have no idea where to slot her in. Just super general, super versatile, and the 8 teams of Honkai Star Rail actually shows her true potential. The only one that she probably doesn't outperform in significantly is a case where you need to action advance your teammates, which is where, of course, follow-up Robin, Sparkle might outperform a little bit more. But that's one team which is currently not super meta. Maybe if we shifted that, Ranmei's relevance to 4, but still she is quite strong regardless, because you still have access to dance like Cone, which helps you push up your teammates. Jiao Qiu, new character, so maybe I'll expand a little bit more. I'm not a salesman, I don't get any commission from selling you characters.
What? Does he? Oh, okay. I mean, it is interesting.
However, I just want to help you build more efficient.
The only problem with Jiao Qiu is the damage multipliers aren't that good, right? That's what I heard from Mr. Pocky. If not, I think he will be a really good unit.
Accounts. And if you're finding value in this video so far, you appreciate the honest content, please help me like, comment, and subscribe. Joining as a member would definitely make my day as well. But Jiao Qiu, super strong unit. He offers a lot of debuff. He's a 5-star character, which is a lot more chunkier than 4-star characters. One of the biggest things people forget is although he's tied to the relevance of Akron and DOT characters, he can be played into both. He offers you action rolls, so a lot of fire application, a lot of DOT application, a lot of debuffing, almost 100% uptime, super simple to play, and one of the most key things is he's a 5-star with 5-star stats. The issue with Nihility teams is you generally don't want to run a tank aggro drawer, and they tend to split their damage very evenly across the board. Let's say you have a premium team like Black Swan here, together with maybe for example, Jiao Qiu and Run Mei, for example, and your healer is like Huo Huo, who offers you a lot of team-wide buffing. In that case, you are taking damage all places, you have no aggro drawer, and if you have one weak link who's a 4-star, that person dies, you have to restart your whole account. It's very, very tough. 5-star stats actually make a huge difference, specifically in utility teams, and maybe to some extent
5 stars have more stats? Is that true?
Harmony 5 stars, because Tingyun is very squishy, we all know that. But no one has complained Runmei, Robin, or Sparkle is squishy because of that 5-star stats difference. The base HP makes a very huge difference.
Because you have to build HP on them, because there's no other thing you can build them with on the like 5th artifact. I mean relic.
In Honkai Star Rail for categories of Harmony and Nihility especially. Next up, number 4, Huo Huo. Not on, is she on banner? No, now it's a Sparkle banner.
I don't know about Huo Huo, man. I feel like I prefer Aventurine. Okay, I'm only one of my characters is the same as him.
So Huo Huo is not on banner.
I'm free to play, so maybe I don't really understand what he wants.
And right now, she just passed, but she's also another solid character that I think is very strong. She grew on me over time. She can be fit into most team compositions.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Because of the amount of attack buffing she provides. She's like a pseudo Harmony. She provides energy for the rest of the team, helps push them forward. She cleanses, she heals tons of amount. Very, very solid character. And I find that I fit her into a lot of team compositions. I even play with like Acheron teams, even though I don't get the energy from Huo Huo, because the amount of buffing she provides for the rest of the team just offers so much value.
Okay, this guy differs from me in like some opinions, because I do not think Huo Huo's that good in my opinion. Huo Huo's only good on like DOT teams. Like, I guess if you're like out spammer like Argentine, she's good as well. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not the guy to ask about meta. I really feel like Huo Huo's like on the same level as Luocha for me. And then I feel like Argentine is... No, I mean Aventurine is like the best support and sustainer in the game.
It's too hard to ignore. I think Huo Huo is probably my favorite out of all of them. Why is Aventurine, and the last one is definitely not Aventurine. Why is Aventurine not part of this too? I thought about it very long and hard, but I think Aventurine generally outperforms in teams where you actually need an imaginary damage dealer to tackle the enemy, where the enemy is resistant to imaginary. Aventurine is like good, but he doesn't offer you as much verse.
I mean, okay, I get it. But it's so many enemies are weak to imaginary, you know. I think like imaginary is one of the most common elements in the game right now.
Utility as a character like Huo Huo, or the amount of protection and the amount of utility that a character like Fu Xuan offers, because you do not protect, and characters that want to lose HP, for example like Blade, you can still get by with Fu Xuan, whereas eventually you block out those teams because of that thick shield. Something to think about. You cancel off like one team composition because of that thick shield for the HP decay teams. Last but not least, of course, this is Kafka.
Let's go. Okay, I'm with him 2 out of 5. Okay, he left Kafka in. Okay, let's go.
Kafka is not only one of the characters that I think is very, very strong. She has been for the longest period of time. And the fundamental thing about Kafka is not because she's a DOT damage dealer, but she goes against the true weakness of DOT teams. I mentioned it a bit already, but what are DOT teams' weakness? If your enemy is broken, you have a weakness extension like Runmei, or you have a character that slows them to oblivion like Welt, your DOT teams will do no damage because the enemy doesn't move at all.
Kafka is I think I've explained it before on this channel, right? Kafka is technically a sub DPS. She can buff your team and you can do damage with her. That's the main idea behind what a sub DPS technically is, right? But the thing is, Kafka is it buffs is other characters buffing Kafka, not Kafka buffing other characters. So it's sort of like an anti-sub DPS, if you guys get what I'm saying.
Mitigates this, and if holdovers try to power creep your team because they add in slow characters that never move, so DOT can't move, Kafka pops them with a skill instantly, and all the damage is being proc a certain
she's the only DOT with a follow attack
percentage of it. So she counters the weakness of DOT teams and the fundamental flaw of DOT teams, which I think in itself is something to be commended on, and it will likely last a long period of time. If you're a DOT player, Kafka is your hitch to anything holdovers might try to throw at you funnily in the long run. And that's the reasons why I think these guys are my top 5 characters. We talked about a lot of the other characters.
You guys know like Kafka used to be able to be scaled with break effect, right? That was like, I think before she released, her passive Ascension 6, she was supposed to scale with break effect. So not only was Kafka going to be like good in a DOT team, she was supposed to be a break effect damage dealer as well, which was crazy. But right now you don't need to build break effect on Kafka. But imagine what if they didn't change that. You could use Kafka with Ranmei and Firefly. Imagine the possibilities like back then.
Characters on this list. And as usual, DPS characters tend to be the ones that are not in this list. This is my personal top 5. I would like to hear your top 5 as well in the comments below. But at this point, if you're watching this video, I highly recommend...
Okay, I think this guy, okay, he has every character, right? Obviously, this is like a guide channel, right? I am free to play. I don't have Fu Shen. I don't have Adventuring. I don't have Robin. I only have idea of characters that I do have, like Sparkle, Ranmei, and Firefly, Aceron, and Kafka, E3, by the way. Free to play, by the way. Yeah, I can get behind him. Okay, also his final units are... Okay, I think Huohuo's gonna get less and less relevant in the future because a lot of characters do not rely on energy in the future. Like recently, Facial comes out, you can't buff with energy reach energy from Huohuo. And then recently Firefly came out, you can't use the energy, you can't give energy to Firefly. It's not, I think you can, but it's not as good. Like a lot of characters are not relying on energy in a new game, so I think Huohuo will fall down. Jiao Qiu is basically like a 5-star Pella. I have no opinion on him. Okay, if he's really gonna be good, it's like the better Silwolf and a better Pella then. I can see this like happening in the future. Okay, if they ever make like a DPS Jiao Qiu, they can debuff and do a lot of damage, then that would be better than Ranmei, I think, in the future.